Hello, my name is Christine Burns. I am the Commission Ruling Elder serving the Fredericktown Presbyterian Church. And some of you may know me from other commissions on the Presbytery, but some of you may not know me at all. My function now with the Presbytery is that I serve on the Ministry Initiative Board. I want to give you a couple of disclaimers. First of all, I'm recording this in the morning from my house, and you may very well hear my grandfather clock go off in a few minutes, or you may hear my dog bark, but please just kind of bear with me. This video is to come to you for us to remember. Jessica Simpson did a song that I just absolutely love, and it's called Pray Out Loud. And it's when you're down, don't be afraid to pray out loud. We need to start thinking out loud. And the Presbytery has realized this for some time. We have all been through a very, very difficult time with the COVID, and it continues on for some of our churches as the Delta variant comes, into play here, stronger and stronger. But what we do know and have known for some time, and that thing that we know is that we need to be reaching out as churches in new ways. I am serving on this Ministry Initiative Board on behalf of the Presbytery, as are other people. Mark Gowan is our chair or moderator at this particular point, but there are several people who have decided that they have a heart for this particular mission. It is actually a mission of the Presbytery, and it is something that is very dear to some hearts. The actual fund began in 2018, but in the meantime, we have had COVID, and there has not been a lot of new ministry that people can do. I'm bringing you this in a PowerPoint today because we need to start getting some interest going. It's an exciting program. And, today I could have prepared a big prepared thing, but today I want to speak from the heart. And I have a reason, even more than anything. I am a person who has, in my ministry as a commission ruling elder, I have served small churches. It's the only place I've served. I have not served large church settings. And I have seen the desire for people to have big dreams, new dreams that cost money, and to feel like they cannot move forward with a new community kind of ministry without some help. So the Presbytery in 2018 began this fund, the Ministry Initiative Fund. It was approved by the Presbytery, a body. So it is really a mission of all of you. The PowerPoint that I'm going to show you, I have included also a segment of the very first one of our Ministry Initiative Board fundings. And it happens to be at the church that I serve. When the committee discussed the fact that we want this to be very broad. We want every church to feel like they can come And we want this to be a collaborative effort. We do not want to exclude churches just because somebody is serving on the board. However, I will say that the decision was made early on to recuse from the board vote any kind of a vote for a church for someone who is serving on the board. But because we don't want any church to be excluded just because they have somebody serving on a board, it's very important because it shows the broad spectrum of how we want this to be handled. The Ministry Initiative Fund is something that was brought about by our operations department through various funds with in the church development fund, realizing that we need to help some of our churches. We need to help them dream big dreams, because without our help, they can't do it. If they have a mortgage, if they have a tight, kind of a small knit group of folks, they just can't do it. So the reason that we wanted this funding, operations said, hey, we need to use some of this money. The churches need to be able to serve communities and serve functions in a new and different way. And if we are going to get through the changes that we know we are feeling with churches falling, memberships falling, how can we strengthen? How can we, yes, build membership, but more than that, how can we build our ministry into something that is relevant and exciting, that people will want to be a part of? Whether they want to be a member or not, they will want to be a part of our church and our ministry. So as we go through this PowerPoint presentation, I hope that you will know that there is information on the Presbytery website, that you will become excited, that you will not feel as a church, no matter how small you are, no matter how large you are, that you will not feel like a church that can't come and submit this initial application. This board has made a decision that we want this to be a collaborative effort. If you can collaborate with another faith, another church, another Presbyterian church in your area to bring a mission that will be new and exciting, this is just kind of a short introduction just to get you thinking and maybe even bring out a thought that you have had that you've just never been able to act on. So bear with me. I'm going to be doing a screen share. I'm kind of new to this. I'm doing this from my living room in Candlewood Lake, Ohio. And but I want to share this PowerPoint with you and be able to get it uploaded as a YouTube after the Presbytery meeting, so it will be available to you. Also, pastors, do not be surprised, or even perhaps sessions of clerks, don't be surprised if you are contacted by a member of the Ministry Initiative Board to find out, to share a little bit more, because that is one of the goals of our team, and it truly is teamwork. One of the goals is that we will contact each of us contact a few of you, hopefully, to say this money is out there. It is waiting. It is a renewable fund each year. It is $150,000 for a year set aside, but even has written into the policy the ability to see a bigger project begin. So with that being said, I'm going to do my share screen. You may see me up in the right-hand corner during this entire thing, but I would like to start the video, and I would like to remind everyone to dream big and just think about what you might do with your neighbors, or with your neighboring church, or in your neighborhood. Not all of us are multicultural neighborhoods. We recognize that. Most of us are multi-generational, but the demographic that you serve may be different than the one that I serve, or the one that your friend serves. So please bear in mind that we all have differences, and what we're trying to do here is to accept those differences and find ways to meet the need of a ministry that we have, or a ministry that we dream of having realistically, if we just have a little bit of help. I began this PowerPoint by saying, using the Isaiah 43 scripture, Isaiah 43:19, and see, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Now it springs forth. And this is the Ministry Initiative Fund of the Presbytery of Scioto Valley and you. It's an initiative for your congregations, from the smallest to the largest, to work in collaboration to make your dream of a new ministry come true. We'll take a brief moment and listen to my chimes. And so that we can build the excitement, I will say that this presentation now includes our first Ministry Initiative Board grant. And it is the Friday Cafe at the Fredericktown First Presbyterian Church. Using the Matthew 25, that is so dear to all of us. The team that put this grant together used Matthew 25:35, for I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. The vision was that a committee of both the congregation and session members came together. They actually came together without me and saw the need for food and a place to gather this fall, when the probable government subsidies have been discontinued. Things are going to change. COVID has been difficult for everyone, and these subsidies will not continue forever. The mission was to provide a meal and a welcoming environment for seniors and other people in the community who may not qualify for another government program. Initially, the cafe will operate every other Friday from September through May. Although this year, because of some, time constraints, we hope to begin in October. It will function on a donation-only basis, using real plates, real bowls, real dishes, and real eating utensils, because we want to provide a green, a healthy, and a home-like environment for people who are coming in for a meal and fellowship. And the plan is then for the coffee pot to be left on for after lunch gathering and conversation, so that we can meet the fellowship needs of the people. But Fredericktown needed help, as many of our churches do. And the Ministry Initiative Board, with the generosity of the entire Presbytery, understood Fredericktown's vision to repurpose otherwise unusable space under the sanctuary to a place that would welcome everyone in need of social, emotional, and physical nourishment in this recovery period especially. There has been a huge shift in demographics of Fredericktown, Ohio in just the last 10 years. And thus, just this year, this team heard of some community management changes that have opened a large gap in the spaces for people to gather, because those spaces have had to be set aside for other purposes. And so they brought together their initial funding application. It is an easy application. It is a tell us your dream, let's see what we can do. And so they came up with their rehab, their startup costs. The kitchen rehab in the basement, there is a kitchen and under the sanctuary, but it needed some rehab. It needed some appliances, not all, but some flooring, some plumbing. And so you can see the numbers here. They have set aside a conversation area that you will see in the pictures, how a little bit more of what the space looks like. There will be a dining area, new ceiling tiles, lighting, carpeting, painting, electrical wiring updates that you need for new appliances, tables and chairs. The consumable goods. Now the consumables, because we will be at Fredericktown encouraging fellowship. We will be using real dishes, as I say, but there will be a carry-out available for people who maybe can't come for whatever reason that might be. Some grocery items they included. And so the grant application for the initial startup cost was $40,000. Then the team put together a probable annual operating budget, with utilities being about $4,500 for this, because it's a space it's not going to be, is really not used otherwise. Some consumables, we will probably have some replacements of carry out things, foods, and replacement dinnerware with using real dishes. You're going to have some breakage. So that total is $10,000. This is the space before. I realize these pictures are a bit grainy, but in order to put them on the PowerPoint. But as you can see, there's no real furniture for this. Those chairs are falling apart. There was some old kind of diner kind of tall table things that were really in disrepair. The ceiling tiles are bad. We have in the back, you can see that a partial, just after 2 lights, there are lights that are not lit. But you can see the fireplace that we have. Now the fireplace is closed, but there are plans to put gas logs or electric logs in there. And actually that is already underway so that can be a nice conversational area. This will all be taken out and painting done. This area is a part of the Boy Scout room. The Boy Scouts, after 60 whatever years, that troop has disbanded. And this is an area that they called the Boy Scout room. And so even though it was not included in the original grant application, the church has decided to do some additional funding requests from the congregation who are supporting this project. And we're going to turn this into either a game room or a private dining area that people can use for special parties or things like that. So this is the other end of the area. I can tell you now that this furniture is gone, and you will see some pictures with it more empty. So the seating area will be focused around the fireplace for card games, for reading, if somebody wants to just kind of snuggle up and read a book, or just to sit around and have conversation. This is the front part of our kitchen area. This is the actual kitchen itself. We needed new lighting. It was pretty inadequate, but a pretty, we could see the reusability of this space for something more than just the once a month carry out dinners for our turkey supper. And so that is what we were beginning with at the Fredericktown. Our mission membership and evangelism committee got together, and that is a group of people from both the congregation and session. And they came to me and said, do you think that this will fit what you have been talking about the ministry initiative fund? It is important that we realize that it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And so we had a couple of weeks ago this team of volunteers with their hearts and their hands all in it. They brought in a dumpster, and their happy faces, hard workers, and they came, and there were actually 2 others involved. They were cleaning out this Boy Scout room, fixing up the bulletin board or the chalkboard, which they've decided to try to reuse. The furniture was given to Goodwill and they came and they took it. In this picture, you see the pool table is still there, but it is gone now. And so you can see that this is a work in progress. We have the electrical done, the new lighting, the plumbing, the painting, the flooring. Those things are in progress. And with the critical help of you, Fredericktown hopes to be ready for the fall of 2021 for a grand opening of the Friday Cafe that we hope will be a meeting space for the community every day. The plan is to serve a meal twice a month, but we want this space to be available for people to come together every day. For our seniors, for our youth, it has great access to the parking lot. So it's just a great dream, and the congregation is so excited. So the question is, do you have a new idea, a new way to bring the ministry of your congregation to meet the needs of your neighbors? Or do you have a vision for a mission that you see for your future? The Presbytery wants to team up with you to make that dream happen. We want you to dream big. Do you have a dream for a new ministry? If you do, the Ministry Initiative Grant might be just what you need to help you realize it. First and foremost, the Presbytery is here for you. Funds are available now, right now. They were made possible by the Presbytery of Scioto Valley Church Development Fund. Fund applications are being accepted now. Fill out the initial application and tell us what you are dreaming of. Now, it is possible that you could work with a sister congregation or other congregations or social agencies who share your vision for the community, for your ministry. But our board is waiting to hear your big dream and to help make it a reality. Don't think outside the box. Think like there is no box. It has been a difficult time for everyone. COVID did make it difficult for us to even think about some kind of new ministry. When so many of our churches were closed, we were just simply trying to figure out how to provide ministry the way we knew. But we need to open that up. Because we know in the aftermath of COVID, ministry may never be the way it was. So what is the Ministry Initiative Board grant for? Few questions you might need to ask yourself. There are a few things it's not. It's not a way to fix your furnace, but if your furnace needs repair so that you could open up a brand new ministry, it might be. It might qualify. It is not money to pay your pastor to keep your church afloat. But if you have a plan to begin a new worship for people who you have not been able to reach before, and you need a leader for that, it might be. Ask. It's not money just to keep your doors open, to pay your utilities. But if you have an idea for a new ministry, a new way to open new doors, then it might be. And so where did the money come from? There have been funds set aside in the Church Development Fund from various sources that have been there, that have been released to help our congregations realize their hopes and their dreams for ministry in this crazy and always changing world. With the vote of the whole Presbytery, the Ministry Initiative Fund was developed so that this $150,000 each year could be given to help our congregations, with an option for more money if the project outweighs those funds in any given year. So what is the next step? Once you hear about this, it is simple. Dream big. Think big. Set the goal and take some action. Get together with others. Get involvement. Share your ideas with others. Get theirs. And complete the narrative preliminary application. Name your program. sponsoring the congregation is part of it, who's going to lead the program, and the total amount requested. And you briefly describe the program's overall mission and purpose, including who will be affected and how you will use the specific funds. The application is available on the website at www, not comma, but dot psvonline.org. And it's under, do a search for the MIB Narrative Preliminary Application. Let's make new things happen. I realize that this has probably been a bit longer, but we want to get you excited. Now is the time for us to be excited about ministry. If you get your initial application to us, the board is committed to taking those applications instead of filtering it through all kinds of other places. And if we see some other funding in the Presbytery that would more meet your need, we will work collaboratively with that commission or that other group of people so that we can help you realize your dream. So get excited. It's okay. Have a big dream. And this funding is, it's there. It's waiting for you. And your presbytery wants to help you to make your ministry new and exciting, so that so that our Matthew 25 initiative is realized, so that our communities feel the love of our churches, so that they know we really do understand and we care. And this board, I and our other members of the board are just waiting to hear your big dream. So dream big. And don't be afraid to ask, no matter how big it is, to see if there's a way for us to help you. Because this is our presbytery, and the Presbytery of Scioto Valley reaches so far, north, south, east, and west. We want all of you to feel that you can dream big and that your dreams can be realized. Thank you for your time. And I am always available if you have a question. Mark is our chair, Reverend Mark Gowan. Just feel free to shoot me an email. Probably the easiest way to do that is Pastor Christine at firstfredpres, all one word, .com. And I will be sure to forward everything to our committee. I'm happy to help. We will stay in touch about the Fredericktown project, but we are waiting for your project, for your idea. Make no mistake about that. We are excited, and we want you to be excited too. Thank you for your time.